Energized. I have energy to burn every day. I have an endless supply of energy for my family, my clients, my audiences, and my friends. I am upbeat, positive, and seek out ways to move forward. I take everything in my stride. Everything I do is effortless. I have great energy to overcome challenges, roadblocks, and issues as they arise. And my energy is infectious. It engages, inspires, and recharges people I come in contact with. I, my energy is sustainable and self-perpetuating. Impactful. I am 100% certain of the work I need to be doing in my life. I am a living example of a purposeful and positive person pursuing my passions. I understand my gifts and talents and use them in a meaningful and impactful way. People recognize our excellence and appreciate what we are providing. We assist people to have more meaningful conversations with the people who mean the world to them. Successful. I know I am making a positive difference in my family life and my work life. I am doing work that matters and makes a difference, and that is important to me. I'm creating a positive, passionate legacy for others to enjoy and benefit from when I'm gone. I'm recognized as a leading expert in my field, a world-class presenter and facilitator capable of moving people to be more and have more in their lives. I take the complex and make it simple, and take the simple and make it personally compelling. The great benefit of setting goals based on emotional drivers first is that it opens you to the potential of so many other opportunities to experience that emotion in your life, because form follows emotion. You are most likely aware of the axiom for form followers function, blah blah, founder of Frog Design, who was contracted by Apple in 1982 to work on the design of the uh, Macintosh computer, coined the revealing phrase "form follows emotion." By becoming emotionally connected to your goal, you hope to manifest it. Like begets like, and the happier you are, the happier you will become. All goals that are important to you will have an emotional connection. If the goal is important to you, yet its achievement has eluded you, then you need to create an emotional, mental, and physical connection to it. A connection that has a clear personal why, a defined personal what it is you are actually trying to achieve, and a personal plan for how you are going to make it a reality. Let's now explore how you apply this concept to long-term planning. 16. Mapping out the milestones. There is a difference between milestones and goals. Goals are the destinations we work towards, and milestones are the points along the way we use to measure our progress on the journey towards our destinations. We need always to keep in perspective that it is not just about the destination, but about the journey. It is not about perfection, but about the progress we make, and it is not the results, but the actions we take that are often the real gift of setting and achieving goals. Imagine you are driving to a town you have never been to on a road you have never traveled before. It always seems longer the first time you go there, and it always seems shorter on the return trip. People can tell you how far it is in miles or kilometers or even in hours, but somehow you need those mileage markers or milestones along the way you measure your progress. When it comes to defining long-term goals, companies and individuals are different. Over the past 10 years, I have worked with Toyota and had the opportunity to travel to Japan and meet with senior company executives. It was at one of these informal meetings on a floating junk on Tokyo Harbor that I asked, how far in advance do Toyota plan to produce a car for the mass market? I knew that Japanese companies are famous for having 100-year visions, but the response still amazed me. We have working models for cars that we will launch in 5 years' time. Play models used in wind tunnels for cars in 7 years' time, and a research facility at Mountain Fuji with 2,000 researchers working on modes of transport for 40 years from now. Just imagine you are a 50-year-old researcher and are working on a project you may not see realized in your lifetime. Now, I am not saying you need a 40-year plan, but you do need a plan. People have differing timeline perspectives when it comes to thinking about their goals. For some people, it is easy to think of long-term goals. Others find it difficult to think beyond the week ahead. There are people who find it very easy to plan, prepare, and produce in the short term. Others find it difficult to get down to the detail of what needs to be done today to produce a long-term result in the future. The challenge for all of us is to think about our goals in 3 time frames: long term, medium term, and short term. Short term goals. These goals can be completed in 1 day or 1 month, require few steps to achieve, and can be reached through short, concentrated effort. Medium term goals. These can have a timeline of 1 month to 1 year. They often involve a number of tasks, objectives, and milestones along the way. Long-term goals. This is where you start to create your long-term vision. These goals have a timeline of anywhere from 1 year to 5 years. Long-term goals need to be broken down into short and medium-term goals. The best way to describe these 3 types of goals is to give you some examples by following one goal through the 3 phases. So once again, starting with how you want to feel first. Financial example. Feel freedom. That comes from being debt-free, relaxed, successful. Long-term goal, 5 years. Pay off my mortgage, $150,000 owing to the bank. Medium-term goal, 1 year. Restructure our personal budget to make double loan repayments for the next 12 months. Short-term goals, 90 days. Review with my partner where we spent our money. Look at ways to save money on our bigger expenses, phone, power, and personal items. Plan out any major purchases and family holidays for the year ahead. Set my personal career goals so I qualify for my sales bonus at the end of the year. Talk to our friends John and Mary who have just paid off their home to find out how they did it quicker than the loan term. Double check with our bank to make sure there are no penalties for paying out the loan and find out if there is a better interest rate for our home loan to save on interest. Career example: feel, accomplish, proud, contented. Long-term goal: 3 years. Become National Director of the Sales and Marketing Division. Medium-term goals: 18 months. Complete the MBA from Bond University I started 2 years ago. Produce consistent above-target results in my career role. Exceed my end-of-year sales target by 10%. Short-term goals: 6 months. Find a business mentor outside my current organization. Network within my organization to gain a better understanding of key people and their business challenges. Successfully complete the new rebranding project for an existing product line. Meet with the CEO and gain feedback on what else I need to be working on to improve myself and to add further value to the organization. The main criterion for planning using short, medium, and long-term goals is that you be flexible, prepared to change, and adapt as circumstances and situations change. That is why it is critical that you review, revamp, and reassess your goals regularly, adjust where you need to, change where required, and refocus on what is important and currently needed. There is no right or wrong way. You need to find the best focus and approach for yourself. I have long-term goals to be completed 2 years from now. I have 6 months milestones, then I focus my attention on the next 30 days and concentrate my efforts on what I need to do this week to move ever closer to my long-term goal. This way, I can adjust my course where required or as other opportunities arise that will get me closer to my long-term goal. With this type of thinking, I can recognize and respond to new opportunities and not become locked into a mindset that this is the only way forward, as I have been guilty of the past. 17. Turning dreams into destinations. Think about how old you were 5 years ago. Have those years passed quickly? Where did the past 5 years go? Now, add another 5 years to your age. Whether you have a goal or not, the next 5 years will go by just as quickly. The difference will be whether you end up where or close to where you want to be or nowhere in particular. This chapter is about setting your course and determining a destination you want to head towards. From the previous chapter, you now understand the connection between long-term, mid-term, and short-term goals. So let's take it one step further, moving from macro, your lifetime dream list, to micro, the goals you would like to achieve in the next 5 years. In this chapter, I would like to share with you the different areas in which you can create your long-term goals as you plan what you would like to achieve in the next 5 years. There are 6 broad areas in which you can set your long-term goals.